We're here for round two, and I get to go first this time, which is pretty good for me. Oh, I like this hand. This looks like we drafted a real deck. This deck looks good right now. Why don't we have this deck? So we'll Temple Garden into Rush Me and then just start slamming things. That seems great. Fertile Ground, hit Rush Me next turn. Windswept Teeth is really just getting a forest now, which kind of sucks, but I think I should do it just so that we thin our deck a little bit. Oh, I guess I could have gotten Scattered Groves, but I really don't want to. Like, I'm actually just not a fan of getting it at all. The problem with getting the Scattered Groves there is then I can't cycle it later. And its only advantage really here is that we can cycle it, because we already have the white from Temple Garden and from Fertile Ground. So there's just no reason to bother. And Gifted Aetherborn. Okay, so another black deck. This looks a little bit more aggressive than the last one. Flooded Grove comes out, and Rush Me. Green-blue. And hope that Rush Me survives, because if it does, we're in really good shape. If it doesn't, I mean, it's not the worst. We still get the Master. Oh, we're against Grappling Farang. Grappling Farang is a very good player. Hello, Ruinous Path. Well, looks like we're actually against a real deck. They're probably mono black. Just from what's happening here, definitely looks realistic. I'm gonna slam this and hope. I don't know that hope is what we need in this situation, but I'm gonna try and use it anyways. Can we run the Matter Removal? My guess is that they have a lot of it. And I'm thinking that we won't. They're not... Oh, okay. They didn't do it immediately, so that's good. They didn't attack with a Gifted Aetherborn. I personally would have slammed that so hard, but... I mean, I guess that's fine. I would have definitely done it, though. Alright, well, Farseek for a swamp or a mountain kind of doesn't matter. I guess swamp, because then if for some way the Fertile Ground goes away, we can still play the Dragonlord Silumgar. And just pass the turn. Drana gets in. If we don't lose the Master of the Wild Hunt, we can kill the Drana. Of course, even if we lose the Master, I can Dragonlord Silumgar it, and that might be worthwhile. In a way, it's almost good if they have a removal spell here and they use it against the Master if it takes their whole turn, because then I can use... Sure, like this... I feel like this suggests to me, based on how they didn't do it last turn, that they don't actually have... Yeah, see, this first strike goes on first, so even if I double block that, it's still... Both of my creatures die. Won't change anything. But I feel like it's almost better this way, because it does mean that the Dragonlord Silumgar, I feel, is safe. They have to rip off the top. That would be my guess. It feels like they're actually going to have to make a good rip here to actually make it. Block with the Bloom Tender. Or just attack. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't really need Bloom Tender for anything, so I can probably chump block with it. Yeah. I'll block for now. It's not great, but I've got a lot of mana. I think we're okay. If we lose the Dragonlord, the game's just over. Drawing 3 cards is a really bad sign, because there's a very good chance they have a way to kill the Dragonlord. This Shriekmaw is not going to do a lot. Drana can block the Vampire Hexmage, but it can't block the Gifted Aetherborn. This only puts it onto attacking creatures. If I attack with the team... then technically they can all get through. However, I'm taking 5 on the backswing, which is pretty bad. I'm going to try and read the bones here and see what we get first. Shriekmaw just not doing it for me. Harmonize is good. Icefall Regent is excellent. Can't play it yet. So leave the wolf back to chump block and attack with both of these. I take 2. Then I play Icefall to stop the gifted. Maybe I get the Harmonize off right now if I do that. Alright, I'm going to go for it. The Hexmage is definitely going to cause me some fits, though. It's going to make our combat math a little awkward. I've always got to keep it in mind that every creature that I have is really its base power and toughness. Just because if it looks like we're going to eat something, Vampire Hexmage can stop us. Play our always tap land here. I feel like we might have to play multiple cards next turn. And I don't really want to play the Misty Rainforest anyways because we lose life to that. And I don't have a lot of life to lose. Very little. That'll do it. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, so mono black. Huh. A mono black aggro deck. How do I stop that? Is it Charm is kind of nice, but very hard to play. Lignify might be worthwhile just to have a removal spell. I can cut out the Dissolve, because Dissolve is tough to play, and then just play the Lignify instead. Monastery Mentor is okay. I don't have a lot of choices here. Kitchen Finks. I like the Fatal Push, actually. Fatal Push seems pretty decent. But I'll just send this, and hopefully we do a little bit better this time, get a good draw, slam some of our really powerful cards like Nicol Bolas. That's how we're going to win. Or Wormcoil Engine. Hey, this hand is full of stuff. So as long as we get the mana, this hand goes way over the top of our opponent's deck, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. If they have ways to make us discard, then it's gonna be dicey. But if they don't, I think that we've got this one in a pretty good spot. Considering mono black, I mean, we can certainly expect some kind of discard out of them. Let's take... Since I have the Cultivate, I don't want to use too many basics. I'm just going to grab Temple Garden. I know we could have played Rush Me next turn, but I kind of just want to Cultivate. Yep, there we are. Wormcoil Engine. Gotta think it's Wormcoil Engine, because we're close to casting it. It could just be Cultivate. Rush Me, we can't play without it. Cultivate's a really good choice, yeah. If I get like a Fatal Push or something... yeah, what are the odds they don't have removal for this? If they don't, it might be okay. If they do, well, I guess that we're just hoping to get it again. Yep. We've got to force them to have the answer, though. Okay, that's fine. Hitting Cultivate was real bad. If I'd gotten the Island, then we'd be a lot better off because I could play Rush Me. I guess it wouldn't be that amazing. We wouldn't have much to play afterwards. Okay, so choose a Forest, Island, and Rush Me. So good news. If we get any land, we've got Wormcoil Engine. Any untapped land, obviously. Grey Merchant, not a big deal, honestly. That is a good card. That is a very good card. The Windswept. Let's start exiling. We get Drana, and we hit a Never to Return. So Windswept Heath comes into play, and we can just... I'm going to crack it now. Let's hit the forest. I want to cycle the scattered groves at this point. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I don't think we're going to need the extra mana. We already have enough for the Wormcoil Engine. If we get one more untapped land, we have enough for Nicol Bolas, and those are the most expensive cards in our deck. Inquisition does nothing. They know that that does nothing. They're just trying to extort us, I guess. It doesn't... That's life loss, right? Yeah, so it doesn't matter for Ashiok. They should know both of the cards in my hand, so I'm a little surprised they used the Inquisition there. I guess it's not going to get any better. So they've got 2 black mana. If they do that, then they get back the Grey Merchant. I don't really want them getting it back. I'll just let Rush Me bounce with it. The attack makes sense, because it's got lifelink. They want to gain a little bit of extra. But, man, Ashiok is just a beating. Hit Ambitions cost, land, and the Graveborn Muse. Graveborn Muse seems like a pretty good one to hit. Come on. Land off of Rush Me is a feel bad, but we're still in great shape. Kitchen Finks can definitely go in. They're not going to block with Crypt Gas, that's for sure. I'm feeling very good about this game. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Geralf's Messenger, Pack Rat, and Phyrexian Arena. Nice. Hello, Nicol Bolas. Let's start getting cards. Oh, wait. I can't play Nicol Bolas. I have to play Fertile Ground first, and I don't have the mana to do all of that, so... I guess I can Fertile Ground, see if we hit... If we managed to hit a land, we didn't. I could have done it. We can tap down the Grey Merchant, and then we can attack in with the Kitchen Finks and the Wormcoil. Seems pretty good. Nice. Greed pile getting there. Mostly Ashiok. Ashiok is bonkers. I wanted to try and land Nicol Bolas, not so much because I needed it, but I actually just wanted to plus it and see more cards out of their deck. It's really all we needed. Sweet card, though. Alright, let's leave it the same and send it back. Like I said, I really don't think that we have a good change to make here. I guess Shriekmaw should definitely come out, but I don't have better creatures for it. Fleecemane Lion, Revoker. I guess Revoker because it just blocks. Maybe the Viridian Emissary. Gets us more land. Dissolve is hard to cast, otherwise it would be pretty decent. Wish that we had some way to destroy the graveyard stuff or get rid of the Whip of Erebos, because Whip plus Grey Merchant is very scary. Ooh. This is a tough one. One land, and we're actually cooking. We got Misty into Fertile Ground, into Ashiok, or like Managorger Cultivate. So this is a dicey keep in a way, but I actually think that it is correct to keep it. If we were on the play, there's no way. But since we're on the draw, like, even if we miss land for a turn, the hand is so good if we hit one land that I believe that it's worthwhile. They could Inquisition us, which would make this a lot worse. Land? Oh, baby. So, no discard. No Brain Maggot. Glint Sleeve? Okay, I mean, I prefer them to play nothing, but obviously our opponent's probably playing cards. I'm fine with that one. Get this island, and let's get a Fertile Ground. I think that I wonder if I just lead with Mana Gorger. It really depends, I suppose, on what they play here. Mana Gorger Hydra does take over a game early. They have to use removal on it right away. But they're also going to have the removal. Yikes. That is a ton of damage. This is a great start for them, too. Mana Gorger will get large, but it's probably not going to get large enough fast enough, and they also probably have the removal for it. Ashiok just dies. Buys us a turn, but dies. Is it just the Cultivate? That is so scary. Cultivate into Vraska to kill at Glint Sleeve. Yeah. I think we have to. Master the Wild Hunt. If that lives, it'll help us block the Glint Sleeve. And of course the Grolf's Messenger can be blocked with a Wolf. Grolf's Messenger is a tough card for us to deal with right now. Very hard card. We really need the Wormcoil Engine is what we need. And maybe that means that we should just put anything else on the bottom. I didn't Cultivate first. Should almost just leave with Mana Gorger then. That was really silly. So, okay, this is a good point to talk about what's called sunk cost fallacy. PvDVDR actually talked about this recently. I think that it was just this week even, where making two bad mistakes that your opponent doesn't know about is worse than making one big one that they do. Like, it's... Unfortunately, even if our opponent knows that we made a mistake this way, it feels really bad and it's a hard decision to make to show your opponent a mistake you made. But if it's going to make us make another mistake, then we shouldn't do it. The question is this a mistake? It was really close anyways between the Mana Gorger and the Cultivate. Because I need to get creatures down to start blocking. I desperately need it. However, I also need to get to the mana to get to something like Wormcoil Engine and hope we just slam it, because I don't know how we're going to win otherwise. So what is the most likely way for us to win this? Is it Mana Gorger into Master, or is it going to be Cultivate, except that I made a pretty bad mistake by playing Temple of Malady first, and just own it? Like, it's a mistake, but at least it's not two mistakes. Because if it forces me to play Mana Gorger first, because I'm like, well, I don't want to show them they made the mistake and play Cultivate here, then that's just a worse play, right? We don't want to continue making bad plays just because we made one. I think that the right play is still to Cultivate, because the way that I see out of this game is to really just get lucky and hit the Wormcoil Engine. We're in a lot of trouble. And Mana Gorger Hydra just doesn't seem like it's going to be nearly good enough. We're taking 5 next turn. After that, then the Mana Gorger and the Master of the Wild Hunt come down. And that's if our opponent does nothing and doesn't have any removal spells. Like, they don't add any power to the board and they don't have any removal spells. Even then, we're still just trading Mana Gorger for Grolf's Messenger. And we're taking another 2. And then another 2 from that. So we're taking it down to, like, 4. We're taking it down to 6. And, like, this is assuming that our opponent has nothing. So, we'll do that. I'll Cultivate. Feel bad, because I made a mistake. But I feel like we're doing the right thing by correcting it here. We'll get a Swamp Mountain. Like I said, I don't think there's anything to gain for us to pretend like, oh, no, that's what I meant to do, and just slam Mana Gorger Hydra, because it's just a worse play, and it's going to leave us in a really bad position. Lifebane Zombie. Well, there goes probably Rush Me. Rush Me is a scary card. We can hit anything off of it and suddenly just win the game. If we can slam Rush Me into a really expensive card, it's a bad time for our opponent here, but yeah, they're just crushing us right now. I'm not sure that I can do anything about it. We have 6 mana, so we can play Utopia Sprawl. Interesting. enchanted. We had 1 mana. Okay. I want to make sure that these stack, and they do. Because I want it to say, like, land gets something, right? It's on the actual enchantment itself, though. It shouldn't actually give the text to the card, so we're okay stacking them. This means that I feel like we should go Vraska into, like, Sprawl into Vraska. I could also Mana Gorger Ashiok. I can't deal with the Lifebane Zombie, though. Yeah, like, they can attack through with everything. I block the Grolf's Messenger. Still take 8. If I play the Vraska, I kill the Lifebane Zombie, and they're hitting me for 5, down to 5. There's really not a lot of good options here. If I play the Mana Gorger, I'm basically committing to blocking Grolf's Messenger, and it's just not very helpful. Alright, let's Sprawl Vraska. We will go with... I don't know that it really matters. Maybe another green, honestly. Kind of have every color that we need. Destroy the Lifebane Zombie and pray. Time for that prayer. They've been drawing extra cards off this Glint Sleeve too, so there's a very good chance, and now Night's Whisper, they've got something like Grey Merchant, and they can just send that and win this game very easily. Yeah, even a Nicole Bolas is not going to win it for us here. It might be too late for... Okay, they did send it at the Vraska. I actually think that's good for us. When you return a creature or land. So... Wormcoil Engine? One-time dealer. Phyrexian Revoker. That's not quite the same. Guess I need to take it. So green, green, blue, black. I could make Ashiok. I guess we go Gorger Revoker, which means I probably should have played Revoker first, but I wanted to see what we got off the grapple. We should have played the Mana Gorger first, but there's no way that I can really know that. We'll go with... I don't know, none of these cards matter. I will do it on a Liliana. We know that Liliana the Veil is not a card that they have. Is the Last Hope in there? I feel like Last Hope is in this. I guess I'll do that. It doesn't stop anything in play currently. This isn't an activated ability, it's a triggered ability, so we can't stop the Glint Sleeve from drawing them cards. And they've got Grey Merchant. Yep. It felt like they had it. They drew so many extra cards, I was just assuming they did. We had a decent start. Their deck is just way better constructed because they actually had a plan. We did not have a plan at all. That we almost took the match off of them. I mean, we even stood a chance at any point. We took a game. Feels really good. So I'm very proud of that deck. That was a lot of fun. We did some good plays. Definitely made some mistakes. Learned a little bit. I like that we, I got to talk a little bit about the sunk cost fallacy there, and I think that we made the correct play by just going for the Cultivate. We needed the extra mana. We didn't end up winning the game anyways, and it was a pretty bad mistake on my part to have played the Temple of Malady first so I couldn't actually dig. Because if we had managed to hit the Wormcoil Engine, it would have been a really big deal for us. As it turns out, I don't think that it would have mattered, but it's a bad mistake. We shouldn't be doing things like that. So good thing to learn from anyways, and I do appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank you very much for joining on this special episode of Full Force. It was very nice of everybody to be around here for me. And if you'd like to follow the YouTube channel, that'd be awesome. You can always subscribe and check out all of my stuff on newmockgaming.com. There's always an accompanying article, and I do a lot of different stuff over the week. We have Elder Dragon Hoedown, and I have this. I often do Eternal articles and videos and as well on New Mock Gaming. They're a wonderful sponsor. I definitely appreciate all the work that they do for me, and I will see you all another time. Thanks for stopping by.